Hey beautiful souls, my name is Jessica. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is more about just a message I feel like I need to give to somebody. And I feel like if you're watching this video, then it's you. If you're on this journey and you have always just kind of felt different and never understood why, and you're kind of just feeling stuck, like I don't know what to do next. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know what I am, or is everything that's coming to me even real, or am I going crazy? I'm going to kind of explain a little bit about what I talked about in my previous videos, and if you haven't seen those, please check those out there on my channel. But the first one was really just me kind of putting my foot out there and just, not being able to silence my soul anymore, and to express, accepting being an empath, and that struggle in doing that, and understanding. And I've talked a lot about healing and the importance of healing, but never really talked about why it's so important, and for those of us that are different. And there's different categories for abilities, or empaths, or Lightworker, Starseeds. There's so many different titles, but whenever you're going through this sudden process, and I mean, this is when you're just so confused, you don't know where to turn, you can't talk to the people that you would normally talk about this to in your life, because you know that they would think you're insane. And so you just kind of keep it bottled up. You don't know what to do, so you search for answers. You're trying to, find knowledge. You're searching, and you're feeling so lost and confused. And this is just my message to you, that stay strong. You will find the answers. It will come to you. It will get easier. And just trust. I've talked about that in my other videos as well, but this one is a very strong message. I'm saying just trust the process, because it's a very sudden process for a lot of us. And whenever you ascend or wake up in such a sudden way, it's very hard on your body. It's very hard on your life, because you can't forget now what you know, or what you understand. And this is my message. I'm just having a calling to say this to you, and just kind of talk a little bit about the trauma that, or what kind of makes that healing so important. And I'm just being called. I recently have been doing meditation. I mean, I was not a spiritually active person before, I'd say about 4 months ago. I mean, I've always believed in the higher power. I've always believed in God, source, whoever you want to associate, but I believe in God. And so, but I never felt like, I guess, I had time to. And I know that's so wrong to say, but I always felt like I had to fight. I was always fighting something. I never understood it. And then, it was, sometimes I questioned, when I did talk to God, I was like, why am I going through all this? I don't understand. Like I said in my first video, I've always tried to be, no matter what people have even done to me, I always tried to help people. I never wanted to hurt, and never tried to hurt anybody. Never had bad intentions. So I couldn't understand why I had to keep going through so many challenges, so much trauma, so many obstacles and resistance that you just don't get. You don't understand it. And sorry guys, it's just a video I'm kind of doing later, and I just had this calling to make this video for somebody out there, and I feel like it's going to reach who it's supposed to meet, or to reach, sorry. But the thing is, we need to heal, because that is the only way that we will be able to handle living through these experiences or the experiences we've already lived and been through. Because if this resonates with you, if this is a video that you really feel, then this is your message. This is what you're supposed to see. And you've been through a lot and you don't quite understand it, and you don't know why you've always felt different. You've always felt different. And it's something that you've never felt anything different. Searching for home. And a lot of times, you know, when we come into this world and there's so much controversy, especially on, you know, like when it comes to religion and spirituality and what you can believe in, when it comes to, like, if you believe in, you know, basically starseeds, or if you believe in, you know, tarot cards, then you're not believing in God, or you're, you know what I mean? There's so much just skepticism out there and kind of judgment on what you should believe or your relationship with God. And, you know, that's something that's very hard for people to grasp. Is something that they can't see and they can't understand. But what you don't realize is, if you really believe in God, then you can't put him in a box. And you can't define someone else's relationship with God or spirit. And you can't, you know, understand that, because everybody has their own relationship with God. And no one should be judgmental or have, you know, any type of negative, you know, perception of that person, or put them in a box or category because of the way that they, you know, have that relationship. So for me, like I said, it was just hard because I couldn't tell anybody what I was going through, especially my family. I mean, it was a very lonely process of accepting and healing. The first part is accepting. And for me, I woke up and I'm just researching and learning this stuff and accepting it myself. So as much as I would like to say that I understand all of it, I'm still trying to find answers as well. But I'm being called to give this message to you. If you have been through so much trauma, so much pain, and so much resistance, and just trying to live, my message is to say that it's because you were meant to go through those things. That was what your soul evolution needed to evolve and to awaken into what you really are. And at first, when I went through this, I was accepting that I was an empath. You know, always been different, felt other people's emotions, been the, you know, savior for everybody, no matter what. Just having this really deep connection with, and a deep intuition, you know, sensing, knowing things that I didn't or couldn't possibly know before, but still being so mental in my thoughts, because, you know, I just overcame so many things and been against the odds almost all my life. And so I'm, you know, always thought that, you know, you couldn't be weak, you couldn't ask for help, you couldn't need. So I just had such a traumatic life that I never had anyone there for me. I was just always there for everybody else. And I never understood why I never had that person for me. And it was such a lonely feeling, because then it makes you, once you just go through those experiences, and a lot of times it's from childhood. It's something that starts so young and that activates so young, because it's there to protect you. It's a mechanism because you're so empathetic. You're filled with so much light, and you are meant to kind of save or help other people just by, your uniqueness, your abilities, and discovering those. And that's part of the awakening process. But that process is a very lonely and hard process, because once you activate and you are basically what they would call a starseed or a lightworker, your awakening is not a slow, gradual process. It's not something that just, kind of you have time to prepare as you go along. But I know the awakening process is something that, you'll continually go through. But for me, it was like once I accepted certain things and I surrendered myself to God in a situation to where I was trying to make the right choice, or I was making the right choice, but I was afraid of the consequences. Just trying to leave a negative environment but in leaving that negative environment, I was afraid of the effect on my children. So it was just something that literally was breaking me down to the point of just surrender. So I just wanted to give this message to you guys that you have to heal in order for your soul to evolve and to awaken into your purpose, and not to just break down and hide away and dim your light, and just put out your light, because it's there for a reason. And I know it's confusing. I know it's hard, because that's something I'm going through. I feel it. I feel your emotion because I'm going through it. But it's like you have to know that strong souls have endured the most pain. The more every challenge you've went through, every obstacle you went through and you overcame, it grew you. And you evolved each time. And so we've experienced a lot of times what they would consider light workers and starseeds, so much trauma. And people don't understand how we could even be able to, have such a profound understanding of it, or even to be able to survive it. And that's hard on us sometimes to even really grasp all the things. When we think about the things that we've been through in our past, we're like almost overwhelmed ourselves. So life in general is overwhelming. It's hard. It is very easy to feel and just isolate and just be miserable almost, because you don't understand why you're feeling this way, what's happening, what's going on. But if you trust the process and just kind of open yourself up to receive those answers. And I'm telling you, when I was in that toxic, negative environment and I surrendered myself and was starting to, I was feeling pain from negativity from the person that I was around. I was feeling it physical pain. And just when I was awakening, I was in the hospital in December, and, with the energy shift in the world, the age of Aquarius, that energy shift, this new level of consciousness, more people are waking up and having these symptoms, and it's a sudden process. It's a way, all I can really say is from what I understand, it used to be a more gradual process, but now it's just like a accelerated process that is happening. And especially for those of us that are receiving the downloads and the light. And that's what we are, is light workers. And it's something that's hard to accept, because in society people will judge, and not understand it, and then could, possibly, make you feel even more different. Or, it's a scary thing to step out there and accept and know that it's okay to, and you need to accept this, so that you don't just put that light away, because it's needed and you're here for a reason. And it's not to dim your light, it's to share your story, it's to help in whatever way you feel like your soul is calling you. If your soul is telling you to do it, then do it. Because you can try to find all the answers and do all the research and understand why you're going through this, but you'll never have all the answers. And you have to surrender to the fact that you will not ever have all the answers. And just accept the fact that there will never be a time that we have it all figured out. But just whenever you start to accept that you are different and that you are something that is special, you're not unworthy just because you've been through so much and you've struggled so much in life and always had to fight and always tried so hard, and everything felt like an obstacle you didn't understand. Then you'll definitely resonate with this video. Sorry guys. So what I was saying is, if you do resonate with this video, then please subscribe, comment below any questions, anything else that you would like. I'm going to be posting videos about what is a starseed, what is an empath, the process and the feelings I went through in accepting, or before accepting, that I was, and all of the different experiences and what they taught me and what I didn't even know until I did that healing and allowed myself to go through that very, very hard, lonely, dark night of the soul. So just subscribe, comment, like this video, share if you feel like it would help anyone else, and I truly appreciate your support. And I will see you then. Thanks, guys.